So in this video I visited Granada. So the main attraction to Granada is the Alhambra. The Alhambra is a palace and fortress. It's one of the best preserved palaces of the Islamic period. So Islam ruled the Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain and Portugal. They ruled that area from the 11th to the 15th centuries. So for a long period it was like a Muslim country, and this is like one of the best preserved buildings, which they started building in the 13th century. It used to be a self-contained town completely separate from Granada. So I went around the Alhambra. After that I went to the cemetery because I wanted to see there's like a special wall where people were shot, and you can see the bullet holes from the Civil War. And then I also went for a walk around the old town of Granada. It's a really interesting city, well worth going to visit. So I left the lake this morning quite early, before 9 o'clock, and I've got to the Alhambra in Granada by 10:30. So I'm getting a ticket here. It's €14, and it'll take me at least 2 hours. So I'll show you around. So when the Alhambra was built, it was a separate community to Granada. It had a mosque, public baths, roads, houses and workshops. So this is one of the first buildings you see when you go into the complex. It's what remains of the public baths.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears.
So the internal decoration throughout the palaces was tile mosaics in the lower half of the walls, and the upper half had carved stucco. They also had vaulted ceilings. So the interior is quite ornate. So I'll show you what some of the internal parts of these palaces look like.
Believed how precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed.
Granada is near the Sierra Nevada mountains, where you can ski, and it's only 1 hour from the Mediterranean, where you can swim in the sea even in winter. So it's a really unique location. Granada was the capital of the central state in the Iberian Peninsula until 1492. So Muslims were allowed to continue their faith, and they stayed in the area. So Granada's always had a different feel to it because of this diverse population. Also had a large Jewish population, and now it also has a large Gypsy population. So I walked around the Alhambra this morning, well, for about 3 hours, and I walked into town, walked around town. I had my first taste of churros, and now I've driven it just slightly up the hill from the Alhambra, and I've come to the cemetery. I want to see the wall where the Republicans were shot, because thousands of Republicans were shot here in the 1930s. It's actually quite a relaxing place. Running water, grass, these huge cypress trees, huge tombs. So this is a bit of the wall that remains. This is where Republicans were brought during Franco's time, and The marks are apparently from bullets. So the people were executed here against this wall. In 1492, the Sultan surrendered without the Alhambra being attacked, and it became a royal palace for the Spanish royal family. In 1936, many people in Granada supported the nationalists against the Franco rule. There were a number of people who were killed from the Granada area. The most famous of those people is probably Garcia Lorca, who was a poet and a writer. He was murdered because he was a homosexual. He was killed by Franco's troops, and the people are still trying to find his body. They've searched 4 different sites to try to find his body, but they haven't found it yet. The socialist government in Spain has now given grants for these mass graves from Franco's time to be exhumed. So the civil war is back in the news because bodies are being dug up. And a number of those mass graves are around the Granada area. If you want to read more about Granada, but you don't want some really heavy historical book, I read the Victoria Hislop novel, which was all about Granada and the Civil War, and it's an excellent book. Hi, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If possible, please could you like and subscribe, say hi in the comments. I always respond to all the comments. I hope you're enjoying my adventures in Spain. Thank you. Bye.